The outpost was a place of whispers, a forgotten scar of metal and stone at the edge of human space. Its corridors were narrow, dimly lit, always humming with the low throb of failing generators. Traders came and went with shifty eyes, mercenaries sharpened their knives on chipped benches, and scavengers gambled away their last credits on machines rigged to keep them broke. But there was one corridor no one entered unless they were drunk, desperate, or both. At the end of that corridor sat the cage. It was built from reinforced alloy, the kind used to seal bulkheads in warships, welded over and over until no seam remained. Energy locks hummed at every joint, throwing faint sparks into the gloom. And inside, bound in chains thicker than a man's arm, was the monster the outpost whispered about. She was a giantess, taller than any human, her body broad and muscular but still carrying a strange, haunting beauty. Her skin shimmered faintly under the lights, shifting between violet and silver as she moved. Her hair spilled in a metallic cascade across her back, and her eyes, two pale orbs glowing like distant moons, followed anyone who dared pass her cell. The guards called her Lysera. The drunks called her the alien devil. But everyone agreed on one thing: never, ever feed her. They said the caged alien giantess would kill anyone who fed her, the guards muttered. She'll tear the arm off the poor fool before he can scream. Seen it happen. So no one fed her. Not for years. She sat in the dark, chained and silent, a warning wrapped in flesh. Until Elias came. Elias was no hero. He was a salvager, a drifter with more debts than credits, scraping by with half-broken equipment, and a knack for poor decisions. He had come to the outpost chasing rumors of a derelict ship in the asteroid belt, a ship said to carry pre-war tech worth a fortune. By the time he discovered the rumor was bait, he'd already lost his money to a crooked card game, and barely escaped with his skin intact. Broke, tired, and more than a little bitter, he wandered the twisting halls of the outpost, looking for silence away from the stinking tavern. That was when he found the forbidden corridor. He nearly turned back when he saw the cage at the end. Nearly. But curiosity, reckless as always, pulled him forward. The giantess was there, slumped against the wall, chains clinking softly as she shifted. And then she looked at him. Her eyes locked on his, and Elias froze. He expected to see rage, madness, the feral glare of a beast. But what he saw instead made his stomach twist. Hunger. Not just for food, though her gaunt frame told him she hadn't eaten in weeks, but something deeper. Hunger for life, for freedom, for something human. His throat went dry. Every story, every warning screamed in his head to turn around. But instead, he reached into his pack and pulled out a ration bar. He unwrapped it slowly. The metallic crackle of the wrapper seemed deafening in the silence. She didn't move, didn't blink, just stared. This is stupid, Elias muttered. And yet, he crouched and slid the bar through the gap at the bottom of the bars. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then, with slow precision, she reached forward. Her hand was enormous, each finger strong enough to crush bone, but her touch against his was deliberate, careful. She took the bar, lifted it to her lips and ate. Slowly. Watching him all the while. When the last bite was gone, she spoke. Her voice was low, resonant, almost melodic despite the strange accent that bent each word. Why? Elias blinked, startled. He hadn't expected her to talk at all. Because, you looked hungry. Her lips curved, not into a smile exactly, but something close. No one feeds me. Not for years. They fear me. Hate me. I don't hate you, Elias said before he could stop himself. Her eyes narrowed in something like curiosity. Then you are foolish. Or brave. He gave a nervous laugh. I've been called worse. From that moment on, everything changed. Elias told himself he wouldn't come back, that he'd been reckless enough for one lifetime. But the next day his feet carried him down that corridor again, a fresh ration bar hidden in his pack. And the day after that. And the day after. Lysera was no beast. She was intelligent, sharp, with a dry wit that sometimes caught him off guard. She told him her story in fragments, once a commander among her people, betrayed by her own kin, and sold to humans who paraded her as a living trophy. Her chains were more for show than necessity, she could snap them if she wished. But doing so would only prove the humans right, that she was nothing but a monster. Elias listened, and as he listened, the outpost around him began to feel wrong. Crueler. Rotting. The laughter of guards seemed uglier. The barkeep's jokes about the alien freak made his fists clench. And every time Lysra looked at him with those glowing eyes, something inside him shifted. You should not come here, she warned him one evening, after he passed her a canteen of water. They will notice. They will wonder why I no longer rage. Why I am calm. They will know it is you. Let them wonder, Elias said. I'm not afraid. Her chains rattled as she leaned closer. You should be. They will kill you to make an example. And she hesitated. Her voice dropped lower. I would not forgive that. Elias' chest tightened. Then what do you want me to do? Her eyes gleamed in the dark. Free me. The words made him laugh at first, sharp and nervous. You're chained with alloy and energy locks. Even if I wanted to. The commander keeps the key, she interrupted. Around his neck. Always. He does not trust machines. Elias stared at her. You're asking me to steal from him. That's suicide. Her hand reached through the bars, brushing his cheek with surprising tenderness. You fed me. You gave me life when they gave me chains. Among my people, that is a bond stronger than blood. You are mine now. And I will not let you go. Something in her voice made him shiver. It wasn't a threat. It was a vow. The chance came sooner than he expected. A storm swept through the asteroid field, knocking out the outpost's external comms. Chaos reigned as crews scrambled to repair systems, and in the confusion, Elias slipped into the commander's quarters. The air reeked of sweat and cheap liquor. Maps and data slates littered the desk. And draped carelessly over a chair was the commander's jacket. The chain glinted faintly beneath the collar. Elias' hands trembled as he lifted it, sliding the key free. It was heavy, carved from some alien alloy, pulsing faintly in his grip. For a moment, the weight of what he was about to do nearly crushed him. He could still walk away. He could sell the key for a fortune. He could vanish. But he saw Lysra's face in his mind. The way she had looked at him the first time he fed her. The way her voice trembled when she said she would not let him die. He tucked the chain under his shirt and slipped away. When he reached the corridor, Lysra was waiting, her chains taut. Her eyes flared when she saw what he carried. You have it. He pressed the key into the first lock. It hissed, disengaged. One by one, the shackles fell. With every clang of metal against the floor, Elias' heartbeat quickened. And then, at last, she stood. For the first time, he saw her in full. 10 feet of living power, radiant, terrifying, magnificent. She stretched, her muscles rippling, her hair shimmering like silver fire. The door at the end of the hall burst open. Guards stormed in, weapons raised. She's free, one shouted. Shoot. Lysra moved faster than thought. She swung a length of chain like a whip, knocking rifles from their hands. Another guard lunged, and she caught him by the collar, flinging him aside like a rag doll. The rest scrambled backward, firing wildly, but their bolts ricocheted off the faint shimmering field that flared around her skin. And yet, she didn't kill them. She left them broken but alive, groaning on the floor. Elias gaped. You could've. I will not kill for them, she said firmly, her voice like thunder. Not with you watching. She seized his hand, her grip warm, strong, unyielding. Come. They ran. Through corridors flashing with alarms, through hangars erupting with chaos. Elias stumbled, breathless, but Lysera never slowed, dragging him forward like a storm embodied. At the docks, they found a freighter idle, its crew scattered by the panic. Lysera tossed Elias into the cockpit, as if he weighed nothing. "Fly," she commanded. He dropped into the seat, fingers flying over the controls. "Where?" "Anywhere but here." The engines roared to life. Turrets swiveled, blasting at them as they lifted off. Lysera raised her hands, and light shimmered into a shield around the ship, bolts sparking harmlessly against it. Elias swore under his breath, forcing the freighter through the docking bay and into open space. The asteroid field loomed, jagged rocks tumbling endlessly. Elias threaded the ship through narrow gaps, sweat stinging his eyes. Behind them, the outpost shrank into a pinprick of light, alarms fading into silence. Only when the stars swallowed it did he breathe again. He turned to Lysera. She sat beside him now, still draped in her broken chains like trophies. For the first time, she looked free. "What now?" Elias asked softly. Lysera fixed her glowing eyes on him. "Now," she said, "you are mine. And I am yours." Elias gave a shaky laugh. "I don't suppose I get a choice." "You chose already," she said. Her voice softened, almost tender. "When you fed me. When you freed me. Among my people, such bonds are sacred. You gave me life. I will guard yours until the stars burn out." Elias swallowed hard. "That's a lot." Elias swallowed hard. "That's a lot." Her lips curved. "You will grow used to it." He leaned back in the pilot's seat, staring at the endless scatter of stars. He should have been terrified. He had freed the most dangerous prisoner in the sector. He had branded himself a traitor. His face would be on wanted screens within the day. But when Lysera's massive hand rested gently on his shoulder, when her voice rumbled low in his ear, "Sleep. I will watch," he felt something he hadn't in years. Safe. And as the freighter drifted into the vast unknown, Elias realized the whispers had been wrong all along. The Giantess didn't kill the one who fed her. She kept him. Forever.